Good morning, folks, and welcome to the pre-market insight for March 17th, 2020. We had a bit of a bounce in the overnight session that sold off. Let's take a look at the charts. So we're taking a look at the the S&P 500 futures, and we're coming in just about 0.9% up from where we closed yesterday. That is not to say that we were not at one point in the pre-market overnight session up just about 4 or 5% here testing yesterday's highs. And this is why it is important to always respect nuance and context when you hear numbers being reported on by the news media or online or headlines by talking heads. You need to understand what does that single piece of information mean in context and as compared to what has happened previously, i.e., yesterday's price action or the last week's price action or the last week and a half or 2 weeks price action, to have a clear idea and understanding of what it may mean for what may possibly ensue today, tomorrow, next week, next month. And so, yes, we were up at 1.5%, but if you look very clearly, this was the first candle of yesterday's price action. We did not even, we were not even able to test yesterday's high with that particular price action last night. In fact, we are currently range bound, caught within this little price range right here for the moment. So let's drill down to the lower time frame just so we can begin to put some levels on there to make sense of this price action. When you are looking at a chart, you always want to have reference points to be able to gauge the aggression of market participants on either side of the tape, buyers or sellers. So we want to the two reference points that we always want to have would be the prior day's high here at around 25.55 on the ES and the prior day's low here at around 23.50 as well. So let's just talk it through in terms of the price action for yesterday and last night's price action. We sold down to 23.50 very quickly, and then we bounced up but closed significantly lower than where the first candle's high, almost a 50% retracement on it, to be fair. And essentially we just bounced around for the rest of the day. We attempted that high once more, we came down, we began to build some value here for a number of hours, and then we sold off into the close. Last night buyers bought that up, but were not able to entice sellers anymore to wait any further to possibly have higher prices to sell into. Sellers overwhelmed them with their aggression and brought price down. That being said, we have had now one, two, three times when price has come down to this approximately 2370 level, and we found aggressive buyers there that were not willing to wait to see if prices were going to get lower. The aggression of their bid caused prices to move back up. So now we're simply bouncing around in just a tight little consolidation, which actually is good news for those who are willing to lean against levels of interest that may provide support and or resistance. In this case, we have this level here at 2350. So because we are so close to 2350 on this side, those who are willing to go long may use this level here at 2370 as a stop to speculate on price continuing to turn up once the regular trading hours begins to get under session. At this point, keep it simple, smarty. We are in a very bearish environment. However, that does not mean, in fact, it means in those types of environments, the counter trend rallies can be very quick, very large, and come with great force and with great strength. So you need to be nimble if you are trading the indices or individual names that are all moving in lockstep or with very high correlation to the indices because of the sentiment that we are experiencing, negative sentiment that we're experiencing at the moment, that everything is moving in lockstep. Those that are not moving in lockstep, relative strength, relative weakness, you ought to keep your eye on, because once the dust does eventually settle in several weeks, in a month or two, those names are the ones that are going to provide possibly the ability to outperform both on the long and the short side. Preserve your financial, mental, and emotional capital for an environment that you are able to best apply your strategy consistent with your account size, your investment objective, your risk tolerance, and your time frame. Be safe out there today, guys.